The goal of the shelter is to address all needs of companion animals in our county through education, enforcement, and support. So we are animal control, so we're helping with different issues in the community with injured animals, bite cases, but we're also putting animals into adoptive homes. So the animal shelter serves as a resource for any pet or any animal that's running loose poses a danger. So they can be hit by cars, people can get in wrecks, your animal can get hurt. So this is the place where all those animals are going to go, where you can come and search for that animal. And if that animal does not reunite with its owner, then we're going to go through the process to have it become adoptable so we can put it into an adoptive home. So we need to evaluate it for health and temperament, and we want to make sure that every animal is taken care of if they are injured or sick when they are found. In other countries there are animal shelters a lot of the time, so the streets are overrun with animals. So when that occurs, you have fights, you have disease, you have lots of dangers to human life, and also animal life. So without an animal shelter, there really is no resource for anyone to get help in that area. I've had some volunteers from Saudi Arabia who came here specifically to learn about sheltering because they didn't have it in their area, and there's a huge amount of homeless animals. We're here to serve the animal population and the human population, so we're definitely going to serve sick animals because it's important to, if we can alleviate their pain and suffering and get them to a healthy state, that's our goal for every animal. We want every animal to be comfortable, free from distress, free from fear, free from pain. And that's why we're here. That's our overall mission, is to help. We don't want an animal inside a situation where they're suffering abuse or neglect. Just this past week, we had a dog come in that was adopted from us that has no hair from here down on his body. So usually that's because mange has gotten out of control and was not treated. So his skin was bright red, he was super irritated. He's an older doggy, he's really nice. And that's hard. But we got him in here, he's warm, he's fed, we're treating him. So he's much perkier now, he's walking around, he's happy to be snuggled. And I feel, even though that is hard to watch every day, I feel like once the animal's here, I can do something about it. We can help them. So I feel much better knowing, okay, he's here, this is the right place for him. I'm glad they brought him to us. We're upset that occurred, but at least he's back here and we can get him back to happy and healthy again. A lot of people do not see consistent vet care as a necessity. And like we were talking about, Secretary and I were talking about where we come from. I came from a place that was surrounded with farms. So farm animals are taken care of differently. And there were a lot of outside pets. And so you have a lot of heartworm, which is a big problem we have, and a lot of issues like mange that could be dealt with quickly that aren't. And I think that it's not, a lot of people don't see it as a priority, and that's just culturally, for all of us. It's just, well, family comes first, humans come first, but you have this responsibility to your pet. So, and just the resources of just spreading the word that there is a low-cost vet clinic. There are vet clinics that are more reasonable, that continuous care, a once-a-year checkup is going to help that animal live for a very long time. That heartworm has no outward symptoms, so an animal can just die from it and no one would ever know. And that comes from mosquitoes, can happen anywhere. So we were really thinking that's a big thing that people just don't, like I remember people kind of making fun of me for taking my cat to the vet, and the vet had said my cat had anxiety at one point, and I'm like, well, this is important. If he's not happy, I have to deal with these things, He actually just had allergies, thank goodness. But, I think it's something that we don't, unless your family specifically was used to making that a priority, I think it's hard for people to think that I need to do this rather than I have to find a solution to get rid of the animal rather than taking care of it. So it's much more affordable if you do preventative care. I think that's a big thing there's a lot of resources to help take care of animals now that didn't exist before. So there's even a credit card called Care Credit that vets will take that I have used with my cat. My cat is going to be 22 years old on June 1st. And so we've had to do a lot of care over the years, but he's doing great, and he has to be on a prescription food. But I think, there's resources for spaying and neutering. Pets Alive is a low-cost spay and neuter clinic. I think all these resources could really help Because most of the time, you know, especially in the summer, people are like, oh, they had kittens, they had puppies. I didn't realize they could have animals this young. So we start overflowing at that point. And so some things, you're at the end. You can't, if you have a tragedy in your home, you got to bring your pet here. And that's what's that. Or if something happens where the animal has become aggressive or starts going after children, trying to bite them, things like that, you have to bring your pet. So, but I think that with good planning and not getting to the point of desperation, that we could really kind of circumvent a lot of the animals that come in, just with education, which thank goodness for the Humane Association for that, and we do a lot of events. So hopefully, we live in a great community, so we're a lot luckier than we could be.
I'm so happy.